Welcome to Coin Explorer. What if I told you that a regular-looking coin, one that might be sitting in your drawer or pocket right now, was once sold for $9 million? Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's absolutely true. The coin in question is a 1980 United States quarter dollar, something most people wouldn't think twice about. This coin didn't have gold or diamonds, it wasn't made centuries ago, and yet when it hit the auction block, collectors around the world held their breath. Why? Because this specific coin carries a secret, a hidden feature that turned it into one of the most valuable quarters ever sold. This is more than just a coin, it's a life-changing discovery. And if you stick with this story, you'll not only understand what makes it worth millions, but you might also realize that your everyday pocket change could be hiding something priceless. So don't look away, don't skip a second, because by the time we reach the end, you'll be looking at every quarter in your possession a little differently. This 1980 quarter may seem like just another piece of loose change, but beneath its surface lies something extraordinary. While millions of quarters were produced that year, this one features a minting anomaly so rare that experts have only seen it once. What's fascinating is that there's no obvious glitter, no flashy feature. It's the subtle differences that make it a treasure. This coin is believed to be a result of a transitional error, struck on a leftover planchet from a previous year, possibly with a slightly different metal composition. Combine that with an unusual die alignment, and you've got a piece that breaks all expectations. Its edges and surface show characteristics that seasoned collectors rarely witness. Most people wouldn't notice these details at first glance, but to a trained eye, this is a jackpot. That's the beauty of coin collecting. True value often hides in plain sight. And this coin is the perfect example of how a small difference can make an enormous impact. That's what transforms a quarter into a multi-million-dollar artifact. It all started with a man who brought a few old coins to an appraiser, just out of curiosity. One of those coins happened to be this 1980 quarter. He had no idea what he was holding, but as soon as it reached expert hands, alarms went off. The coin was immediately flagged for its unique features. It was sent to a professional grading service and quickly gained the attention of one of the world's top auction houses. Word spread like wildfire. Collectors, historians, and investors all took notice. The auction date was set and anticipation built up day by day. When the coin finally appeared on stage, the bidding war started slow, but in a matter of minutes, numbers climbed into the millions. Gasps filled the room as collectors fought for ownership of a coin that had suddenly become a global sensation. When the gavel finally dropped at $9 million, it didn't just set a record, it made history. That moment turned an ordinary man's forgotten coin into a symbol of modern numismatic legend. People always ask, what makes a coin worth so much? It's not just age or appearance, it's a combination of specific traits that rarely come together. First, the coin must be rare. Not just in quantity, but in error, design, or origin. Then comes the condition. It must be as close to perfect as possible. But even with rarity and condition, demand plays a crucial role. When collectors and investors desire the same coin, prices soar. And lastly, there's the story. Every valuable coin has a compelling narrative that gives it life beyond metal. The 1980 quarter had all four: a minting error, pristine condition, huge demand, and an irresistible story. That's the formula. It's like finding a diamond in a pile of stones. Most quarters are worth 25 cents, but a select few become historical treasures. And once the perfect storm hits, there's no limit to what collectors are willing to pay. This coin didn't just meet the criteria, it shattered them. After stories like this, people everywhere start looking at their coins differently, and for good reason. Hidden treasures might be closer than you think. So, how do you spot a potentially valuable coin? Start with the year. Certain years, like 1980 in this case, become important because of rare minting issues. Next, check for mint marks, those small letters near the date that tell you where the coin was made. Coins from different mints can have different values. Look for errors such as double-struck images, misaligned designs, or wrong metal types. Examine the coin's condition. Scratches and wear lower the value, but a clean, sharp surface is gold to collectors. And always check the coin's edges. Errors there can be worth thousands. Use good lighting and a magnifying glass to catch the small things. Finally, never dismiss a coin just because it looks normal. The most valuable discoveries often come from coins others ignore. That's the secret. Stay curious, stay sharp, and you might just find your own $9 million miracle. To turn a potentially rare coin into a $1 million sale, you need one thing: verification. That's where coin grading services come in. Trusted names like PCGS and NGC don't just grade, they authenticate. They check the coin's material, design, weight, and every possible detail to confirm it's real. Then they assign it a grade. anywhere from poor, P1, to perfect mint state, MS70. The closer a coin gets to 70, the more valuable it becomes. But that's not all. Graders also note special attributes, mint errors, unique strikes, and surface variations. Once confirmed, the coin is sealed in a tamper-proof case, preserving it forever and boosting its value instantly. The 1980 $9 million quarter went through this exact process. Its nearly perfect grade, combined with rare errors, gave it a legendary status. If you ever find a suspiciously unique coin, grading is the step that separates hope from reality. And if your coin passes the test, you could be looking at the beginning of your own auction story. The year 1980 wasn't just another date in U.S. coin history. It marked a subtle shift in minting standards and practices. America was facing inflation, political change, and economic uncertainty. Amid all this, the U.S. Mint continued mass-producing coins like the quarter, but occasionally things slipped through the cracks. In the case of the $9 million quarter, experts believe it may have been struck using leftover materials from the previous year. A planchet meant for a different denomination or alloy might have been used by mistake. That error, combined with a nearly perfect strike, turned it into something beyond rare. Over the years, coins like this are typically worn down, lost, or melted, but somehow this one survived, untouched. It traveled quietly from hand to hand, never revealing its secret until it was finally examined under expert eyes. That's what makes 1980 a pivotal year in coin lore, not because of what was intended, but because of the one mistake that created a masterpiece. When news broke of the $9 million sale, it didn't just make headlines, it sent a shockwave through the entire coin market. Suddenly, modern-era coins gained massive attention. Collectors who once ignored anything after 1965 were now digging into their recent change jars. Auction houses began reviewing previously overlooked coins. Forums, social media groups, and YouTube channels exploded with theories, discoveries, and excitement. The market responded fast. Prices surged for other 1980 quarters, especially those with even the slightest flaw. Investors saw coins not just as collectibles, but as potential high-return assets. This one auction didn't just change the owner's life, it redefined what modern coins could be worth, inspiring a new generation to explore the world of numismatics with fresh eyes and renewed hope. Here's the wild part. This story might not be unique. That $9 million coin didn't come from a museum or billionaire's vault. It came from regular hands, from someone who never expected it to be special. So, why not you? Check your pockets. Go through old piggy banks, coin jars, or your grandparents' collections. Rare coins don't announce themselves. They hide in plain sight. A small mint error here, a misplaced date there, that's all it takes. If you find a coin that looks a bit off, don't throw it aside. Research it, compare it. And if it still seems unusual, get it graded. Every legendary coin was once just another coin, until someone took a closer look. You don't need to be an expert to start. All you need is curiosity, patience, and a good eye. And who knows, you might be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Don't miss the chance to uncover your own piece of history. The story of the 1980 quarter isn't just about a coin, it's about possibility. It's about how ordinary things can turn out to be extraordinary. It's about how small discoveries can lead to life-changing moments. This one coin proved that magic still exists in the most overlooked places. It reminded us that value isn't always visible, that history can hide in a coin tray, that luck favors those who are curious enough to look twice. So before you dismiss that old change lying around, ask yourself, what if this is the one? What if your story is the next one the world talks about? Start your journey today, because behind every coin, there could be a legend waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching.